Hi, my name is Eric Strack, and today I want to give you a quick overview of the upcoming changes to the Malaysian B2B e-invoicing compliance needs, as well as demonstrating what Tradeshift has to offer to help you remain compliant with e-invoicing in Malaysia. So first up, we're going to take a look at the highlights of the e-invoicing compliance need in Malaysia and how Tradeshift can meet and exceed those needs before hopping into a demonstration of what the invoicing process looks like in Tradeshift. So the highlights of the Malaysian compliance changes are it's moving from a post-audit to a CTC clearance model. They're also mandating that e-invoices be in either the XML or JSON format, and that all e-invoices are going to require a QR code. Furthermore, Tradeshift's inbound clearance solution will automatically retrieve and dynamically process the validated e-invoices directly from the My Invoice portal. And finally, e-invoices must be archived for 7 years. Now, these clearance mandates are going to be phased in starting on August 1st, 2024, when mandatory e-invoicing begins for companies with an annual turnover exceeding 100 million ringgit. This will begin the 6-month transition period where businesses will have to start moving towards that e-invoicing mandate. In this time, there will not be penalties imposed from the government. Then, in January 1st, 2025, mandatory e-invoicing expands to all businesses with an annual turnover between 25 million and 100 million ringgit. Finally, in July 1st of 2025 will be the final implementation when e-invoicing becomes mandatory for all businesses in Malaysia regardless of turnover. So now let's change gears and demonstrate in the platform how Tradeshift is going to handle these complex changes moving forward. Now I'll be utilizing this diagram to help us understand the flow of information. And this is just an example of a certain case where a user might need to associate a document coming from the My Invoice portal with a supplier on Tradeshift using the Relationship Manager app. I do want to call out that Tradeshift is completely capable of automating this entire process, meaning that for the majority of invoices you may not need to do any of this process, meaning you're going to achieve straight-through processing from the My Invoice portal directly through your workflow to your ERP without interaction from your team. So with that said, back to this example where we can see that through Babelway, Tradeshift's middleware, information will be coming from the My Invoice portal and landing in the Relationship Manager app, where a buying organization will associate that document with the relevant supplier on Tradeshift. So let's take a look and see what that looks like in the platform. So here we are in the Relationship Manager app where we can see all of the invoices that have come in through the My Invoice platform that weren't automatically connected to a supplier. Here we can see a user searching the Tradeshift network to see if they can find the relevant supplier to match this invoice to. Here they can type in the information and search. When there are no matches found, they can easily invite a supplier to join the Tradeshift network from right here in the application. On the right-hand side, we can see all of the information we received from the My Invoice integration. The next step will automatically associate the TIN and SST information to this supplier. Clicking complete, and now we've created a connection so that now any invoices coming from this supplier moving forward will be appropriately associated with the correct supplier on Tradeshift. So now that we have that information associated with the correct suppliers, we're going to move into the Scan.io application to make any adjustments needed. This process could be handled by the buying organization or sent back to the supplier to enrich the data. In this example, we're going to see a document that got stopped by the business firewall because it didn't pass validation. We're going to see a buying organization user updating that information on behalf of the supplier and then dispatching the cleared e-invoice document on behalf of that supplier along with all associated required documentation. Let's take a look. So here we are in the Scan.io application. Users can easily see all the invoices that need attention. Clicking in will give them a visualization of the document on the right-hand side and an easy-to-use area on the left-hand side to adjust or enhance information as needed. So we can easily see that from the My Invoice portal we received all the required information, including the IRBM unique identifying number. So we can also see at the top there is an error coming from Tradeshift's business firewall. This is indicating that the buying organization has required a booking number on an invoice line. Here we can see a buying organization user easily navigating on the left-hand side to add that required information before sending it along. You'll notice on the bottom right hand side of the screen that we can easily send this back to the supplier as well if we want our suppliers to go back in and add these identifiers themselves. And it's worth noting here that this is only for enriching data, meaning adding data to an invoice. Users cannot change information received from the Malaysian government via the My Invoice portal because doing so would invalidate the document. So once we're happy with all the edits and adjustments, we can click send, or your suppliers will be able to click send on their behalf, and they will now going to send this down any normal workflows either in Tradeshift or in external systems to be processed. In this case, we're going to see that this document's now no longer in the error section, but shows in the received section because all of the business firewall rules have been met. We retained all of the required information along with attachments, meaning that this is now a compliant Malaysian invoice moving forward. So to reiterate, we just saw how simple it is for either buyers or suppliers to add and augment information using the Scan.io application and send that document down any automation paths moving forward, before finally going through our middleware Babelway to your ERP for final processing. So I hope you see the benefits today of utilizing Tradeshift to clear invoices in Malaysia. You get seamless integration to My Invoice with no technical efforts on your behalf. You're going to get effortless clearing even on that first invoice that's received from the suppliers, as we saw in the Relationship Manager app. And you're going to get the enhanced efficiency gains through the document enrichment processes using Scan.io. Thank you for your time today. If you have any questions, you can reach me directly at eric.strack@tradeshift.com. Thank you.